Hi guys, Scotty here with another DBZ Dokkan Battle video for you. In this video, we are going to be bringing back Team of the Week. We are going to be looking at a team that I've had near and dear to my heart for a long time, ever since it came out, and they are the definitive short content kings. So I've done a little bit of a different format this time. Please let me know in the comments if you like it or not, and found it irritating if you enjoyed it. Otherwise, let's jump right into the team. So this is going to be the GT Bosses / Inhuman Deeds team, run and led by the Fire Omgea Shenron that was recently released. I'm sure that's to no one's shock. He has been an incredible addition to the game. His team is just insane, and with a couple of additions and super easy A's as well that have come, it's incredible what they've managed to do with this team and the stuff that this team can do. His leader skill is really great. He's an Inhuman Deeds, Power Absorption or GT Bosses category key +3, HP plus 200% and attack and defense plus 170%, and plus an additional HP attack and defense of 50% for characters who also belong to the Shadow Dragon Saga, Worldwide Chaos or Battle of Fate category. Very nice. Main pillar of this team is going to be Fire Omgea Shenron. He does an incredible amount. He is highly defensive. He has an AoE super attack. He's providing support to his entire team, and he has a stupid amount of damage reduction as well on top of all that. His main thing is he needs to be on a team with extreme class allies, and there's no problem here. Everyone's going to be extreme, and with that he's going to activate his entrance animation, which is going to increase crit chance for his team, do some orb changing, as well as he's going to be launching additional super attacks, as well as the main part of all of this and where he is providing most of his value is his extreme class ally support. He's going to be giving 2 key and attack 70% for 4 turns. Now on top of that, if you give him a rainbow key sphere, always make sure you do. He is an orb changer, so it shouldn't be too difficult. He's going to be giving defense of 70% on top of that, plus an additional damage reduction rate of 10% for characters who also belong to the GT Bosses category. Now that little sentence there as well doesn't say self-excluded, so he will be providing that to himself, so he gives himself 60% damage reduction, and then if you can get both him and another Fire Omgea Shenron on another rotation to get a orb, or on the same rotation, but most likely you'll have them on the second rotation there. If you can get both of them in rainbow orb, because it's going to be for 2 turns, you'll be giving an additional 10% on top of the 60%. So these two Fire Omgea Shenrons can pretty much sit there with 70% damage reduction. They'll be giving each other both that 70% defense buff as well. So it really is just crazy how much they help each other and help out. Just make sure you've got one on each rotation, and you have got a rainbow orb for them every single time, and they should be going crazy. Now lastly, we're going to talk about his domain, and I know we've covered him for a lot here. Don't worry, we're going to go a lot quicker through the other units as well. His domain can be activated as long as he has another Inhuman Deeds, Power Absorption or GT Bosses category attacking in the same turn. So that is going to be very easy to activate, and what that is going to do is going to give all allies attack plus 25%, increasing damage received by superclass enemies and allies by 20%, and plus an additional 10% for characters who also belong to Earth Protecting Heroes, Fuse Fighters, or GT Heroes category. So that is a very nice attack boost. You want to keep that up as much as possible, and because you have 2 Fire Omgea Shenrons here, you really are managing to get about 6 turns. If you can time it right, you can get 6 turns of this, and that will be really great. You should hopefully be able to kill any content in that time before it expires. So after singing a little bit of Fire Omgea Shenron's praises there, don't worry, I'm not going to go as in-depth into every single unit. We're going to quickly cover the rotations, and then we'll get to the gameplay and some alternatives here as well. So rotation 1 there, you've got the STR Zamasu / Goku Black unit. He's going to be front tanking most of the time with that guard and 60% damage reduction. He is going to be great in that role. One of the awesome things though with this team is finally you have another slot 1 in Fire Omgea Shenron, so if you do get into a situation where you really need a lot of damage, you can swap Fire Omgea Shenron into slot 1 with his increased defense, especially when getting attacked, as long as you get 18 key, as well as a 70% damage reduction, and then you'll be able to swap out from Goku Black to Zamasu, looking like this. Now this will be such an incredibly high damage rotation. You're going to pop as active, you're going to get that heal, you're going to get the attack plus 40% after that big damage nuke that he does anyway. And then, I mean, I saw today when I was playing 100 mil, 150 mil damage that he does. He's going to massively raise his defense as well, and yeah, it's hilarious. It's nice to actually not have to just stick with Goku Black the entire time, this team enables you to swap over to Zamasu and still have a reliable first slot that can survive most attacks, and then do a stupid amount of damage with Zamasu in that second slot. Now, rotation 2 is going to be another Fire Mega Shenron, then linked with a Legion of Shadow Dragons. Awesome card, received a really nice EZA, and they should be absolutely fine doing second slot there. They're getting the damage reduction boost from both Omega Shenrons, they're getting all the support from them, they are getting their own, as long as you're running this team, you've got extreme class allies, you're getting 42% damage reduction on top of it, and then, I mean, all the attack and defense boosting with their 12 key, then their 18 key, and then, yeah, the attack with their 24 key is more of a crit. But yeah, they should be absolutely fine. They should also be raising attack, and they don't do any defense raising, unfortunately, but with all their boosts and everything and their support, they should be fine. I haven't really come into a situation where they just outright sold a run, so they should be fine. Now for your floats, you're going to have Texan Shenron as a first floater. He is going to just need a bunch of orbs to be powerful, so he is also an orb changer, he's a rainbow orb changer, and plus you've got your other orb changers as well on rotation, so shouldn't ever really be a problem with Ki on this team. You just want to make sure that he's getting as many orbs as possible. 2 orbs is going to give you damage reduction of 20%, 3 orbs is going to give you an extra 20% crit, 4 orbs is going to give you an additional 20% damage reduction, 5 orbs, 30% extra crit, 6 orbs, an additional super attack, and finally with all 7 orbs you're going to get the enemy is going to have attack and defense lowered by 20%. So very nice big incentive to get as many orbs to him as possible, and it's not too difficult. Like I said, about you do have orb changes, a bunch of orb changes, himself being one as well. Going on to the AGL Rosé, super easy A there. He is going to be fine, great as a float as well. He just needs to take 2 taps to get him up to 70% damage reduction, and he'll have guard on this team, so that shouldn't be a problem. If you have a very high damage super in the back before he manages to get tapped twice, he might, once or twice, he might sell the run, but I haven't had him do that too often, and once he gets those 2 taps in and you're up to 70% damage with guard, he is absolutely fine. Lastly is STR Shenron here, Omega Shenron. He is going to be your final float, and he doesn't have anything particularly interesting you need to do with him. He should be fine after supering once or twice, and as a third attack in a turn, he's going to get extra attack and more super attack. So make sure he's in the third slot like he's a float, and all his attack and defense raising, plus his support, plus his 40% damage reduction, plus all the damage reduction and support from the Omega Shenrons, he should be fine in the slot. Now, we're going to quickly go into your subs or your alts that you can use if you don't have all of these units on the team. Now, there are some really good alternatives you can use. For instance, you can use the free-to-play Nova Shenron. Not the greatest replacement for these units, but he is still really good and can hit very hard, as well as being free-to-play, which is awesome. Next up, we have Extreme 17. He is going to be a really good addition. We could actually swap him out for Rosé here. I just prefer Rosé personally, but he does high damage, and he is full 220% on these on this category. And he's a recently EZA'd, super EZA'd LR, sorry, just EZA'd LR, so he's quite modern. We could go the recently released Super Baby as well. That would be a great addition to this team. And then from there on out, I would say those are your only real 3 subs. The other ones, the free-to-play STO Zamasu is good, but not nearly as good as the other free-to-play option. And then Tech Broly and Frieza are not even on the full 220%. But if you really want to play this team and you just don't have the units to make it work, they can hold their own. Frieza can do some fun shenanigans with his active at the end of the turn, and Broly is just incredibly tanky in his base form, and then has a lot of damage reduction and guard for the rest of his existence. So he could be a great one as well, because it is more short content that these guys are good at. They are definitely the short content kings. And with that said, why don't we jump into a couple of runs just to show you what this team can do, and I can stop yapping at this point. Okay, so we're going into stage 2 of the latest red zone. That is Daima red zone at time of recording. So we are going to, these fights are pretty much built for this team. They are high damage, short content, which is what this team excels at, is where we need survivability and we need to kill quickly. It's exactly what this team does. particularly great for stage 2 here because we get to create our own domain and thereby nullify Tamagami 2's 1. So we will get to have no domain we're up against, and then we can just pretty much do crazy damage to him. Does suck a little bit about the character locking, but what can you do? Not the worst thing. At least we didn't get AGL Rosé locked in slot 1. I'm perfectly fine with Fire Mega Shenron taking the hits in the first slot there, because he's not going to care, and we are going to just do some really big damage. One big thing to notice about this team as well is if your damage numbers look wildly different, do make sure that you are activating big bad bosses as much as possible. So you'll need to link level up your units, that sort of thing. Make sure that they don't have that HP requirement for your big bad bosses, otherwise the team actually does do quite a lot less damage. So that's where you'll miss out on that quite a bit if you don't have those level 10 big bad bosses links. Also, don't worry about Rosé's damage. It will look very bad in the beginning, but once he takes a good couple of hits, it's at least 5 hits, he gets like 300% I think attack boost, so he starts hitting over 20 million, and he does just fine. He's more of a float anyway. I just haven't been able to float him off here, obviously because we have STR locked in slot 3 there because of the boss. Now we really want to aim to kill bosses to finish events, everything within about 6 turns, because once that second domain wears off, because you'll get to use both, it's not really a great time. It's not terrible, but we do lose out on quite a bit of our damage and the extra boost, and this whole team's about the support that Mega Shenron brings, and the units kind of bounce off each other. I mean, look at the attack stats that we end up getting. So all our I probably chose a rainbow friend there. Mine doesn't have rainbow, but just the numbers we're seeing are hilarious, and this is for a unit that was released not long ago. I don't want to say long ago, but in the timeline of this game's lifetime, units seem to just come and go very quickly now. So it's nice to see huge numbers, and we are done with the red zone there. So let's jump into, we'll do stage 1. How about stage 1? Go against a boss that can crit. Okay, going into stage 1 here, up against Tamagami 1. He is got quite a nasty crit super that he does, and it boosts up his attack and all of that, so nice to see how our guys will fare against that. I have definitely died with this STR Goku Black as my first slot before, so I have had that happen, so he is a menace of a boss, and the bombs and all of that really don't help, and Rainbow Orb changing really doesn't help either here, because it pretty much just connects the bombs for you. But anyway, we'll be fine. We'll just tank the damage, and hopefully we can heal up a little bit. But yeah, we'll get our domain going, get our units flying, and then yeah, we'll take all that damage and then really try to avoid taking any more damage here. Also, sorry if my voice sounds a bit croaky. I did end up getting sick towards the end of this recording this video, making this video, so trying to keep it not too irritating, but please dodge, and he does. Yes, fantastic. We also do counter unarmed super attacks, so I think that would have been one and we would have countered anyway, but the dodge kicked in, massive damage, and we will just keep going from there. Yeah, we might just, honestly could just one turn if we'd been a little bit more lucky with the additionals. And doing bosses like this is a lot of fun. I love these short ones that you can pretty much just nuke with high damage teams. I know we haven't had a lot of long content lately, but yeah, seeing these short content teams just go insane like this. Oh, and we survived the crit, which is awesome. And then yes, this STR Shenron 65 million just does so much damage. But there is just a little demonstration for you guys to see how the team performs. So thank you so much for watching. Maybe leave a like, comment if you want to or don't. But thank you for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll check you guys in the next one.